What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Komaris, and as you can see by the title, today we're going to be talking about Cowboy Carter. And today I'm just going to be sharing my experiences with, seeing Beyonce live for the first time and during the Cowboy Carter era, and also solo traveling for the first time. And, let's get into it. I'm going to be looking this way sometimes because I do have a list that I'm making sure that I don't miss anything out. But yeah, starting off with this video, I want to go into like a few details that I feel like you should know before I dive into the entire experience. This is my first time solo traveling. This is also again my first time seeing Beyonce. And this is my second concert. The first concert that I attended was the Nicki Minaj concert, and it was for Pink Friday 2. And it was a really nice concert, very dope concert. I always promised to myself that she would be the first concert that I attended, and that happened. And it was also in Houston, Texas. And it was a very dope experience, and I'm glad that I was able to bring that dream into a reality. And lastly, I tried vlogging the entire experience, but I became very caught up into the moment and just wanted to like experience and just take everything in, while also like paying attention to my surroundings and making sure I wasn't like overly distracted or possibly getting myself into danger, because I was alone solo traveling, and it's an evil world we live in, and you gotta have your head on a swivel. First, I'm going to be talking about my solo traveling experience before talking about my experience at the concert. And I didn't travel much growing up as a kid. Or during the summer times, like there was probably only like 2 or 3 summers where I actually went somewhere in the summertime. Growing up, we actually used to just stay home all the time, and my house was pretty much the house that all the kids would like come to during the summer when their parents was at work, all my cousins and stuff like that. We would pretty much just create fun, and it's how I became like good at entertaining myself and also like learning the type of things that I like and exploring my talents. But since I didn't like have experience with traveling, solo traveling this time around was I had a lot of anxiety about it, because I didn't want to make the wrong mistakes. Even though like I was overly prepared, I was still like feel like I'm missing something, when in reality I wasn't missing a thing. The last time that I went to Houston and traveled by plane, I paid for everything and I just let my mom handle everything. She just set everything up when it came to like where I would pick like where I wanted us to go, where I want us to live for the hotel, and how we would be flying, this and that. I picked all of that, but I would have her like look over and be like, okay, this is what we need to do, this is what we need to have, all the logistics basically. But this time around, everything was on me. I paid for it, and I had to be mindful of times, what I can have, what I can't have, and things of that nature. And in reality, I feel like this experience has made it, well, it's going to make it a lot easier for me to maneuver throughout life and the life that I aspire to have, because I do want to always be like constantly traveling, whether that be for work or also for just to enjoy myself and go to more events and stuff out of state. I am looking forward to doing more of that, and God willing, I will. Also, I really did like love my hotel. I'm not gonna say what hotel I stayed in, but I really did love that hotel because it was nice, for one. In the solo room, really nice room. I didn't really know that they did like rooms for one person. Every time I've been to a hotel, it's always been like 2 beds and stuff like that. I didn't really know that they made rooms where there was like one person, unless it was a motel. My check-in time was actually 4 p.m. that day, and I touched down in Houston around like 6:30-ish, 15-ish. Yeah, it was a wait. I knew that, most checkout times is around like 10 a.m. So even though like I was there early, I sat in the lobby and just worked on like content and stuff until around like 12:30-ish. And that's when I asked, could I check into my room, or like, do y'all allow check-ins? Because I really didn't know like if they did early check-ins. But at our last one, my mom called and she was like, hey, do y'all have a room available for me to check in? And we were able to check in almost an hour or two earlier than we were supposed to. I didn't really do that. I just waited until 10 had passed. I knew to wait until 10 had passed, but then I got caught up into my content and editing and things of that nature, and I just got comfortable. But then I was like, okay, I need to pee and I'm hungry. So checked into my room, and with that being said, I walked in and I was so glad to see the room because it was really, really nice room. And they also had my name on the TV with like welcome, and I definitely appreciated that. I don't know why my camera keeps auto focusing, because this is literally the front camera of an iPhone. Why are you acting like you are a DSLR or something like? But yeah, I was real hungry, so I came, I put out all my clothes, and I was trying to see like what I was going to be wearing throughout the week, and just really trying to see like which one do I actually want to wear to the concert. Because I ordered, well, I'll get into this later, but I ordered a lot of clothing for my fit and pieces to go along with other accessories, and a lot of it didn't come, and I'll get into that later. But yeah, after getting my clothes situated and just being like, okay, this is what I'm going to wear throughout the few days that I'm going to be here, I went to this one restaurant that I found. It's like the first one that popped up when I searched like restaurants. It was like a brunch spot. I should have known then that wasn't going to be my type of party, because when I went in there, it was literally a party. As soon as I opened the door, I was shocked and blasted with a lots of loud music. Everybody was in there dancing. I see hookah, smoke. I turned around like right at the door. I was immediately overstimulated. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to sit up in there and deal with that. I don't know. I'm sorry. Stuff like that I can't do clubs. I feel like, but I claim that I really want to do or go to a rave one time, or a boiler room. But when it comes to like clubs, and I don't know, I don't feel it. I don't even know if I'll really be able to do like a rave, or a boiler room. But so after that, I just started walking around like that area, the Midtown area, and I found this place called the Truck Yard. I saw that on there, it was like you had to have your ID, this and that. But I think that was just a drink. I just came and I ate. I had a burger. The burger was probably like $12, so it was very much taxing, and it wasn't that big, and it didn't come with no fries, nothing, just a burger. The Truck Yard, it's pretty much like this bar and restaurant that has like food trucks also. Although they have like their own kitchen and bar, they do allow like food trucks to come out as well, and apparently it's probably like always 3 there. And the place is also like very like, it almost is like an abandoned amusement park, and even the seating area is like beds of trucks welded together, and it was very dope and very nice. I wanted to go back there the next day, but it started raining so bad that I really couldn't do much of anything the next day. But I really did love that restaurant, and I wish I would have gotten a chance to take pictures there. I also did a terrible job of like taking pictures and stuff like that. I really should have done that, especially behind or in front of rather the rim wall where they had like rims on the wall. The whole scenery of that restaurant was very, very dope, and they also had live performing artists there. I wish I would have gotten her name, but yeah, very, very dope restaurant. There's a lot of dope restaurants in Houston that next time I go back, I am gonna do a better job at checking out more things. I also went vinyl shopping at this vinyl store called Sig Lagoon. They had so many dope finds there that I'm gonna just put into here. So many things that I wish I would have bought. Actually, check my community post. I'm gonna post a carousel of all the things that I saw there that I would have gotten, but ended up not getting, because how was I gonna bring all this stuff back? Like the Homecoming live Beyonce album, like they literally had that there, and I wanted it so bad, but I knew I wasn't gonna be able to make it fit. It was either get that and have that be my only pickup from there, and find a way to force that into my luggage, or get at least 3 to 4 of something that I, want. Like 3 different things. But yeah, it was a really dope story. It had a lot going on. Like, it was so many records to look from. I tried to hurry up and get up out of there because I pretty much was in there probably like over an hour just sorting through all the records and stuff, because I'm a very indecisive shopper, and that's one of the reasons why I don't really like shopping in person, because when you're indecisive and you actually are taking your time to look for something, people try to make you feel like they believe that you stealing. That's what I get from it. I don't really listen, I ain't never been the type to steal, but I don't like to be followed around the store, have eyes constantly on me. Like, I don't want you to think you gotta worry about me. I'm gonna buy, to say the least. And they also had like an upstairs part of it, but I didn't really get to check that out, because again, I was trying to just hurry up and get up out of there, because I don't like eyes on me like that. But then after that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need something to eat later. So I grabbed me a calzone from Home Slice Pizza, and I immediately realized that I hate Swiss cheese after eating it. It's like it just clings to your teeth. It's very grainy. I do not like that or enjoy that at all. Very gross, in my opinion. And yeah, but the calzone was really good. Besides all of that, I'm not even really like a fan of cheese, period. Unless it's rotel and nachos. Pretty much just cheddar, sharp cheddar. All the other, I don't care for it. But yeah, they also had like this really funny painting of Lionel Richie on the outside of the building, and it was pretty much like him saying like hello, his song, hello, it's me you're looking for, this, that. And I also went to this, Papacitos. I went and visited Papacitos. Another thing that would be a struggle for me if I were to live there in Houston is that a lot of restaurants are Tex-Mex, or they have a lot of shellfish, seafood, and I'm allergic to shellfish. sadly. But at one point, shellfish, like, I really love shrimp. That's pretty much the only shellfish I ate. I really love shrimp, and it was like one of my favorite foods, and I just randomly built an allergy to it as I got older. Apparently that's natural. As you get older, you start to build an allergy towards things that you once liked, because your DNA shifts in a way, you know, that impacts like what you are allergic to and stuff like that. I do want to take a DNA test. I mean, not DNA test, allergy test too. One of these days. I've been putting it off for so long, but I just want to know everything that I'm allergic to when it comes to not just foods, but also like materials, like for clothing and stuff like that, and liquids. Okay, now I'm going into my thoughts on the actual Cowboy Carter concert, the entire reason why I went to Houston. And, you know, I missed out on the Renaissance concert because of college. Like, during the fall of college, no, the tour actually started during the summer. The summer semester, I actually don't remember when it started, but I know that it was somewhere between, I know she came to Memphis around that summer, in Louisiana, that spring, fall, I don't know, summer, whichever one. I missed out on it because of school. I was doing research and I had to be there. Couldn't miss out on all the projects and things, the group projects I was working on and stuff like that. So couldn't miss out on it. Had to be at school, unfortunately, and yeah. So I made a promise to myself that I would not miss the next tour, and that's when, you know, she announced the Cowboy Carter tour. And I was out of school. I graduated I graduated spring of 2023. So when she announced the tour in 2024, I was like, okay, yeah, definitely going to this one. Put my money to the side, this and that, and got my ticket, even though it felt like I was going through a whole, like, interrogation to get the tickets. So this is the first time I've had to buy tickets, and I had to do facial recognition. I had to show my ID, passport. I was like, okay, this is a lot. But yeah. For the concert, I really wanted to come on theme. I wanted to dress on theme for it, but I didn't want to do like a traditional, you know, Western tee and boots and a cowboy hat. But I ended up having to do that because my Depop orders, none of them that were in relation to the pieces that I bought for the outfit for the concert, none of them were shipped. Like the top or the bottoms to it, the main parts of it did not ship. And the only thing that I received, and I just got the belt that I was gonna wear that I don't even like, so I'm glad I went and got a new one. It came after my show. Like, it literally just came yesterday. I don't know what type of sign that was. Maybe I needed to just wear that, or, you know, stuff like that. But I found it very weird that none of my things came in. But I wanted to dress like a southern auto mechanic. A southern country auto mechanic. And, you know, I was going to still, like, wear boots. And I was going to wear denim pants. And there was this white, red, and blue, like, short sleeve button up that I was going to wear with it, too. And it also was inspired by this hat I saw. It's like a trucker hat with, it had like a beer bottle opener on it, and I thought it was real southern, real country. So I wanted to use that and incorporate it into the outfit, and I kind of like centered my whole outfit around it, even though the hat sold out before I could buy it. But then I saw this Wiggins, Mississippi auto mechanic shop hat, and I bought that. It was yellow. I bought that to go with another outfit that I planned on wearing. And I was just really upset about like none of my stuff coming in. But I was able to pull off a decent outfit. Only thing I really needed to buy was a cowboy hat and a belt. I already had the Western Pearl snap because I was just buying. After I was looking for like stuff for Cowboy Carter, I created a whole folder on Depop where I was like, okay, this is everything Cowboy Carter core. And I started to build a love for Western Pearl snap shirts. Like, I love those shirts now, and I'm definitely going to be incorporating them into my wardrobe now because they are very, very, very nice. I just know that with what I wore, my granddad definitely would have loved to see me in something like that, because, you know, my granddad is a southern man, a southern country man. Like, I remember him riding me around with his riding mower and watching him feed hogs and kill snakes and all that, all with one arm, mind you. And, you know, lately, I've just been missing him a lot. And this Cowboy Carter era has made a major influence on why I have been missing him, because it just, in a way, it reminds me of him and everything that he stood for, and just what this whole story of Cowboy Carter and everything about being like you going back home and connecting with your roots and stuff like that. It just constantly reminds me of him and all the other people in my family that have inspired me and kept me rooted in Mississippi and the South, because even with like me being interested in the things that I'm interested in, I'm very much always told like you gotta move to do this, to be successful at this. And seeing so many people who are successful leave, who are successful artists and creators, leave and never come back, or they build elsewhere instead of building here. And I find that so devastating and defeating. But I'm thankful for everyone who has been around, like all the creators that are still here, that make it, that help me see that it's possible to, you know, make things happen. And that's one of the reasons why I'm really grateful for Alexis Noble. It's very hard to like say her titles, but as of now, I'm just gonna say that she's the owner and curator of Vibe Studio Jackson here in Jackson, Mississippi, where she always is pouring into me and helping me experiment with different things and just like test the waters with stuff, and just help me see that like I can do whatever medium it is that I want to do if I just try it, and also helping me be able to communicate my needs and also showcase my talents and be able to show and differentiate myself from other creators, because not only can I create and perform, but I can show you why I'm worthy. And I also have everything documented for you to see in a well organized manner. So yeah, I'm thankful for her for still being here and pouring into the community when she could definitely be somewhere else. I'm grateful for her for that, and how she constantly pours into all of us as creators here. So the seating for the Cowboy Carter concert, initially I did want a front-facing view like I had when I attended the Pink Friday 2 concert. But that was a stadium, and this concert is an arena. So the front-facing view at Beyonce's concert is a lot farther back than it was at the Nicki Minaj concert. So even if I had like a seat closest to her, it still would have, from what I saw, it still would have been like very, very far away. And as someone who really can't see that good, I didn't want that. So I had a seat in section 109, which is pretty much a right facing view if you're standing on the stage. It's pretty far to the right, but it was good enough for me to like see her and like really get to feel like I'm seeing her and I'm not watching her on the screen. Yeah, it was a nice seat, honestly. So I don't regret like my seating. I was also very like close down. I was in row D. So yeah, it was a really nice seat. I don't really have any more complaints about my seat. I got really good footage, and I could see when I didn't have my phone, so I guess that's good. And I also loved everyone who I was seated beside because nobody smoked. Now, I don't really like mind the weed, like that's okay. But it really be those pens and them vapes that really like messed me up. It's like that stuff. Like last concert at Nicki Minaj concert, I left sick because of all that smoking and stuff. I even brought a mask and I didn't even have to wear it because nobody was smoking. So that was a plus. Yeah. My thoughts on the show, as a whole, I really do love her production. Like a lot of times I was getting distracted by the actual performance because I was too busy looking at the production and all the work that they were doing and how they were like making these changes in between sets and stuff like that, like bringing out items and just her camera crew. We had one camera guy that was sitting right in front of us and just seeing like him recording with this very big camera with a lot of rigs and stuff like that. Also the aerial view camera that was pretty much gliding on a line. I don't really know the name of it. I should know the name of it, but that was really dope as well. Just watching her production just made me like feel like I can't wait to work in my field because I did attend University of Southern Mississippi where I majored in video arts, and you know I haven't been receiving like many opportunities here, well many full-time job opportunities where I could do that. So yeah, I can't really wait to get back into working in video and just doing things like that. So it also had me like contemplating on buying a camera and also getting back into editing on Adobe and stuff like that, just to like get experience and put more effort into the videos that I do on here, because I'm always sitting in this green room, but I feel like getting a camera would make me be more creative and just exercise my creative abilities more. I'm also very glad that I got to hear Flamenco, Haunted interpolated with Tyrant, and America Has a Problem live. America Has a Problem is one of my favorites off Renaissance, and it was also because of the performance and the dance itself, which I absolutely love, and I love to do too. And Blue Ivy definitely kills that part, and I can't wait to like see like more of her because she's definitely gonna be taking the music route. Well, I can't say what she's definitely gonna be doing. She's probably just having fun right now, but if she does enter the performing route and Beyonce passes the crown to her, rightfully so, as she should. And also, Haunted is one of my favorite Beyonce songs of all time. I love how experimental it is and dark it is. Every time I hear it, I just feel like I'm in a movie. And I'm pretty sure that song has been in a lot of movies. If not, somebody needs to do a better job with their song sequences. I can definitely see that song in like a lot of movies and music videos, and I just always think of like a dark princess or evil queen, Aaliyah in Queen of the Damned type of, energy. And Flamenco is one of my favorite songs off of Cowboy Carter because, it, to me, it reflects like a loss and having to continue to move on throughout life and just letting God know, like, I need you throughout this. I'm not in this alone. So I know that you're not going to leave me alone, but I'm just letting you know that I need you. I need your help right now. As I deal with all this grief, not just like a loss of a person, but loss in situations and a loss of self. And that's why it's one of my favorite, like, off this album, because it's very like introspective and makes you go into like this path of reflection. So I'm glad I have that live recording of it and I got to experience it. Yeah, the dancers dance, like, there's so many dance breaks that I didn't really like know outside of like America Has a Problem dance break. Because certain ones get picked up and like they repost it, but that's like with a lot of concerts. Like, the dancers really be dancing, and the dance choreographies and dance breaks throughout this show was very great. And yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say about that. The dancers are great and the choreography is great. Also got to see Ty Hunter. He came out on stage and was like altering her outfit with just making sure that she had everything on. Dope. I actually read Ty Hunter's book where he talks about his life and how he started working with Mama Tina and Destiny's Child early in his career and things like that. So to see him after like reading that book years ago, in the flesh, to see him in the flesh was very like dope and cool to see. The storytelling in her concert visuals is very great. She needs to go ahead and put them out because like it just shows like Cowboy Carter is so much more than her trying to prove like I can do country. I'm a country artist. It's so much more to that. She's a true artist. But I wish she would do like a sit down at least and just sit down and break down like everything that's going on and just let us know like what it is, what's going on. But she's a true artist and she lets everyone get their own take. And she's the reason why a lot of creatives have jobs, because they get to break down her theories and her work for a living. I really would like to hear from people on her team, like just have a conversation, don't even have to be on camera, about like her thought process and their thought processes as they help make everything connect, and how they go about like making things connect and how they keep track of all of those things, because the storytelling is amazing. Is very black driven, black empowered, and honorary to everyone that has come before her, and it's just really dope and evident that she is a student of her craft. She isn't just great at what she does, but what makes her even greater is the fact that she's a student of the greats. And by greats, I mean those who are always brought up in casual conversations, those who are still household names, and those who have not received the recognition that they truly deserve for their innovation. And lastly, I would say the atmosphere is what really impacts your concert experience. And with the atmosphere, I think things that make up the atmosphere is the fan base itself. The Beehive is very, very, very full of classy individuals. They just exude confidence and class. Because fans, they adopt a lot of the things that their the person that they are a fan of, they adopt a lot of their ways. A lot of them grew up with Beyonce, so of course they're gonna have like some of her ways, if that makes sense. And also, like, the area that the concert is in, we're in the South. Southern hospitality is a thing. Even though with other people flying in for the show, majority of the people there, that is literally her hometown. So most of the people probably are from Texas anyway. So Southern hospitality is still in a play. It was a whole bunch of nice people. A lot of people were, well, I'm not gonna say a lot of people, but I did receive like a lot of compliments when it came to like my shirt, my hair, and just my look overall. And just having like casual conversation like with the people that I was seated around, and just them talking about like their next concerts. And I even accidentally like waste water on someone, and the lady, I really hate that I did that, but the lady wouldn't give me my top to the water bottle that I bought. And the lady, I didn't waste water on her, but I wasted on the ground, and the grounds are literally like concrete, so it did splash a little bit. And the lady was like, "That's okay, hon. You just cooled me off." But I did still feel bad about that. Like, why did I waste water? Like, oh my god. But yeah. Overall, a very dope concert. And when people be like, I do want to say this though. Although this concert was very, very great, and it is only my second concert, I do not believe that, when people be like, once you go to a Beyonce concert, it's going to make it harder for you to attend any other concert. I do not subscribe or believe in that. I feel like it all depends on the artist that you are a fan of and their work. It doesn't take a production budget as big as Beyonce to make a show great. She just so happens to be a very great performer, a very great artist, and also have a very big production budget. But there are very much indie artists who I've seen that have given me the same type of inspiration and put on a great show as well. Like, it's about the artist, and the performance is not about the production. And I really hate when people always say like that, it's going to make it harder for this, that, because it's wrong to artists who are, trying, and they don't have the budgets to do this and that, because it makes people be so headstrong and focused on production to the point where you have all this good production and everything going on that your show isn't, like, your performance isn't even really that good. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to going to more concerts. My next concert, I don't know what it would be. I just know I really want to see Doechii live. I really want to see Brandy live. I really want to see Tiana Taylor live. And they all are apparently possibly going on tour later this year. And probably with Doechii, maybe later 2026, maybe after she drops her album. We're supposed to be getting it this year, but I don't know. I just know I'm there regardless. Like, if I don't go to any other tour, I'm going to Doechii's tour. So, yeah. Alright. Enough of me talking y'all heads on and yapping. But this is all I have. And just feel free to check out the rest of my content. Be sure also to check out, like, my whole breakdown on Cowboy Carter video that I made prior to this video. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Thank y'all for watching, and bye.